storms, unshaken, unbowed. From trials and verdicts, still standing proud. A titan in the tempest, against the raging crowd. He's got a vision for the future, gonna shout it aloud. Change in the wind, it's coming fast. A new foundation built to last. Cryptocurrency's the key, make the big switch. Power to the people, time to teach the rich.
Welcome, everyone, to the Crazy Kryptonaut channel. I am Zester, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful Friday and hopefully has some exciting plans for the weekend. And so, yeah, I know, guys, the news and the title of the video and stream today probably has quite a few people worried. We are going to jump into that one. But first, I'm going to say hello to everyone here, and also going to go ahead and point folks down to the description because welcome. Hey, Mile High Trish, thank you so much for being here. And well, this seems like the perfect time to point out that there is now an email address in order to contact me with your questions or whatever. And so that is the only email out there in order to be able to get in contact with me. And I am looking forward to being able to help. And also, Mile High Trish here is an absolute saint, and she has agreed to help out with the emails when they are tech-related issues. Mile High Trish has countless years working in IT and with technology, and so she has agreed to help me out. And so whenever an email is sent in, I'm going to go through, read it. If it's a crypto issue or something that's directly addressed to me, then I'm going to go through and respond. If it's a tech-related issue, then Mile High Trish is going to help. And so definitely huge thanks to Mile High Trish. That's really having someone to help out with the tech-related issues and things like that is really the only reason it's even possible for me to put one out there and have even a snowball's chance of being able to keep up with the messages. And so welcome, Trish, and thank you so much. And I know many people in the community are going to be very grateful to have your assistance. And so with that, what's up, Kukla? Thank you so much for being here and for everything you do, keeping the community in line. I know that we don't always make it easy on you. Thank you so much, Kukla. All right. Welcome, Crazy Chester, and welcome, Rain Man. Oh, and then welcome, Karen. And Karen Tracy asks, hi, Kukla 21. Do you happen to have contact info for Impact Health for Zester or Mark Z? I have a potential sales contact for that insurance. Thanks for all you do. Thank you, Karen. And yes, I definitely do have either Mark Z ID 1776 or, well, now there's an email to also get in contact with me in the description. So either way would work. Thank you for being here, Karen. What's up, Captain Spiffy coming in from Orange, California? How's the weather out there today? I actually was just talking to somebody who was, I guess, further north of you up in Oregon, and well, they said that it was particularly nasty, but isn't California known for never having a rainy day? So I imagine it's probably pretty perfect, but 89 degrees in the shade. That doesn't sound too bad at all. Welcome, Petrichor and Gary7. Thank you guys so much for being here and for hitting that like button. It is greatly appreciated. All right, I see we have quite the joke competition going on today, guys. I always get such a kick out of them. It does. Sometimes I do. I get distracted when I'm getting ready, though, before the stream, because I'm just sitting there watching the chat, waiting to see what the new jokes of the day will be. I don't know how you manage to come up with these jokes off the top of your head all the time, Gary. It's quite impressive. Oh, welcome there, musical lady, and TGIF. That is for certain. And make certain as you are driving today that you stay safe out there. But thank you so much for being here to listen along. All right. Evening, Donna. Welcome. Welcome. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and try to catch up now with the chat. And we are going to jump into our news today in a kind of a crashing crypto market, unfortunately. Hey, welcome, proud Arab American. Welcome. Proud Arab American says, Zester, I finally remembered to turn on notifications. Happy B-Day to Lucy. Good to see you, my friend. Yes, yesterday was Lucy's birthday. September is a big one in the family. Got both my brother and my sister's birthdays this month, and then mine's not too far off. Although I'm not quite certain how the year has gone by so quickly. I swear it's going faster. I don't know if anyone out there can confirm it, but every year I feel like time starts to go quicker. Oh, before I jump in to the news, thank you, Kukla, for making certain I get this read. Please keep in mind, guys, that the content in this podcast is designed for educational and entertainment purposes alone and is not intended to provide financial advice or legal advice. Please consult with a financial or legal professional before making any decisions. Thank you. Thank you, Kukla. Oh, and welcome, Neil. Neil Brooks says, howdy, Zester, from 81-degree Graham, North Carolina. It's starting to get cooler up there. It's starting to get cooler. That's my favorite time of the year in North Carolina is always the fall. That is the best time of the year in the triad, in my opinion. All right. All right, guys. Kukla, there should be an email in the description. Did it not? Oh, well, I just pressed the save button a second time. And so I know that it's over on the Rumble one, and it's supposed to be in the description today. So I believe it should be there any second. Because I did just update the description. All right, guys. All of that stated, though, let's go ahead and jump in to our news of the day. We don't have a ton, but we've got some interesting stuff. And of course, we've got to start where we always do, looking at the markets, which, needless to say, are not looking pretty today in the slightest. Oh, thank you, Vin. Vin says that the email is there now. And so for anyone that wants that one, that is going to be it. All right, though. Yes. Needless to say, we are looking at red, up and down. We are in what is known as an extreme fear investor point, and that is where all market signals are indicating towards. People are no longer really thinking rationally. It is very much fear that is controlling people's investment decisions, and that means we're not seeing dollars come in. We're not seeing a lot of buys. We're mainly just seeing downward sell pressure. And of course, Bitcoin currently sitting at 53,000, down 9.7% in just 7 days and 5.1% in the past 24 hours. Really looking particularly bad. And what's the main part of our stream today is going to be XRP. XRP down 6.1% in 24 hours, 1.3% in just the past hour, currently sitting at 51 cents. And that is going to go ahead and lead us right into, well, what I know is not going to be viewed as positive news by many XRP holders out there. Ripple co-founder signs letter endorsing Harris for president. This is not the first member of the Ripple Labs or Ripple team that has joined the Democrats for this campaign. Previously, Gene Sperling, a former Ripple board member, left the White House to join Kamala Harris's 2024 presidential campaign. So yes, Chris Larson, co-founder and executive chairman at Ripple. This is current executive chairman at Ripple, has signed a letter endorsing Kamala Harris for president. This has been reported as of today. Quite new information. Now, this letter was signed by 88 corporate leaders in the United States, Other prominent signees include Aaron Levi, co-founder and CEO of the enterprise cloud company Box, Yelp CEO Jeremy Stoppelman, Snap chairman Michael Linton, and former 21st Century Fox CEO James Murdoch, among others. But for many, many folks out there, I know that are Ripple holders, this is probably a little bit personal. And so I do wonder whether we are going to see Rob Will. Are people going to Bud Light XRP now? I'm curious, Rob. I'm very, very curious. That's kind of what I have been looking for since this information came out. And that's something I wanted to talk about you guys with, because I know that a large portion of the community owns XRP. And I know that 99.99% of the community does not like Kamala Harris. And so combine those two things together. Are we going to see people actually willing to sell their XRP positions because of this decision? Right now, we can't really tell anything from the numbers. This news and information was reported today, and the crypto market was already crashing. So we do not know whether it's already occurring. And a lot of the sell pressure on Ripple today is on account of this decision. Or is it just purely coincidental? Purely coincidental just because the market was already doing poorly today. George Yukovich. So if Harris wins, everyone will sell all Ripple, XRP, and other assets before she takes office. That to me is kind of the curious question here, George. I know when I saw this news, I had an instant desire to go on and sell all of my XRP. Even if it wasn't because I personally held a belief. By the same logic, if I personally believe that a lot of people are going to sell an asset that I hold, wouldn't I go out and sell before the bloodbath occurs? And so I've debated it myself so far, just from a purely ideological stance, and also from a logical investment stance. I will let everyone know I have not sold any of my Ripple on account of the news. I am still thinking about it, and I feel like it is something that's very much a personal decision for everybody. Ultimately, just because co-founder and executive chairman of Ripple Labs is supporting a politician that we strongly disagree with, is that a logical reason to not participate in the potential gains that XRP may see in the future? I feel like that's a conversation that has to be had on an individual level. What I would say is that on account of the fact that the Kamala Harris campaign is pushing for CBDCs and for a central bank digital currency inside of the United States, and Ripple Labs also happens to create and own a central bank digital currency platform that they are selling, leasing, partnering with governments and central banks to utilize. It kind of sounds like, well, Ripple is on Team CBDC. They're on Team Democrats. That in and of itself, I find to be particularly worrying. And I know that for many, many, many people out there, they're going to be feeling the same way. And so, what are people thinking? What are people thinking? I'm going to go through and read out some comments because I have a feeling there's going to be some interesting ones. Proud Arab American. How can they back her when she is not in favor of Nasara and the QFS? Why would Ripple back fiat-minded politicians unless it's a ruse? That's the question there, Proud Arab American. But I would say, and I know that it's not something that people often mention about Ripple. But ultimately, Ripple itself on their website, and they very proudly state this. And I mean very, very proudly state this in terms of the different things that they're planning on providing in regards to their future is central bank digital currencies. And this is actually something that is a major part of their future plans. They plan on providing this service to governments. Is that a good thing? Is it a ruse? Is it something else? I genuinely do not know. I would have to say at this point, I am particularly worried about what Ripple is actually up to. Yeah, I would have to say I'm particularly worried. Michael says XRP executives have no clue. WTF? I agree. I don't know what they are currently up to. Proud Arab American said that would be like BRICS endorsing Harris. Yeah, makes no sense to me. That was something that I immediately looked at and said, "What are we talking about? How could the company be dumb enough? How could Chris Larson be dumb enough? If anything, it's just genuinely bad for all of us holders of Ripple, of XRP. We're going to see our investment go down in value on account of it. It seems like it would have been much smarter for him to just keep his mouth shut and keep in mind the old adage of, Michael Jordan, when asked why he never supports Republicans or Democrats. Michael Jordan said, because both Democrats and Republicans buy shoes. And I think maybe somebody over there at Ripple Labs should have conveyed that point to some of the Ripple executives. It's their job to create a new currency. It's their job to create a profitable business. It's not their job to tell us who we're supposed to vote for. But what are we going to do? They've done it now. Rob will, I guess if they do, the rest of us will be able to get it for even cheaper. That's definitely a nice, that's the glass half full type way of looking at it. Yes, we should see some very good deals on buying XRP in the coming weeks. Gary 7, this could be a scam to make everyone sell. Gary, it doesn't seem like it would make a lot of sense for the a chairman, a co-founder to be doing something like that. And if it were found that he were to be in any way attempting to do that, that is a clear and blatant case of market manipulation. And that is highly criminal. And so if it's a ruse on Chris Larson's part, it seems like a particularly risky one. If it's not, well, then it just sucks. This news just sucks if it's not a ruse. But it also it doesn't seem like a good idea to make that kind of a joke or attempt. And yeah, I mean, I wonder. Yeah, before Rob will. Yeah, before Kamala can tax any gains by 65%. Yeah, still trying to figure out how we're supposed to be taxed on unrealized gains. But I did have an idea, and I talked to Pops about it last night right before he went live, and I gave him my little thought on it. And I think that what we should do with her idea on unrealized tax gains is that we should do a pilot program where only people that have taxes on unrealized gains are all the current and former members of Congress. And then we'll see if it's a good idea, because if it works for them, it'll work for us. And so I hope that kind of catches on, and we see we see a few different people making that argument to the Kamala Harris talking heads about, yeah, if this is such a great idea, well then let's have Nancy Pelosi participate. If it works for her, it'll be fine for me. Yeah, and you know that's a guarantee. It'll never happen. Musical Lady says, I think it's a psyop. Dead cat bounce. I'm keeping my position in XRP. Yep, I'm not trying to push anybody in either direction. Ultimately, I think it does just kind of come down to personal opinion, and whether it's ideological or whether it's because worried about the price volatility in the near future. I think it really comes down to, do we believe that this is a part of something larger? I would say by this logic, and it has occurred in the past, Ripple's board, Chris Larson and others, have donated money to Biden campaign and to Kamala Harris campaign. Keep in mind, they get their money when they sell XRP. They sell XRP, we buy it, and then they use that money to fund Democrat presidential campaigns. That's not cool. That's not cool, because in a certain way, we have donated money to the Joe Biden and the Kamala Harris campaign. We did it. because we buy the XRP, we support their project, they sell XRP, they take our money and they give it to the people that are trying to destroy our country. It's a tough one. It is a tough one. I am not certain on the answer yet. I am not certain on the answer yet. Oh, but yes, there's a whole thought. Sanetha says they want you out. That could be it. Maybe they are just trying to scare us off. Gary7, if Harris makes XRP go low, wait and buy it. I think this is a scam so the politicians can make a fortune. Very much so. Michelle Newth, oh yes, I am 60 and can personally verify that time passes faster as you get older. You had better hang on. If at 30 you have noticed this time phenomenon. Tina is unimpressed. She has been. She's been particularly unimpressed all day. All day. And well, Kukla asks, what's the gain to supporting Harris? Well, XRP's business is based around one large part of XRP's business is providing central bank digital currencies to central banks and to governments. It's a large part of their business. Donald Trump says we will never have a central bank digital currency. And so it would be, it's like a chicken farmer saying that you should eat more chicken or a dairy farmer saying you should drink more milk. It's the same logic here. If XRP and Ripple Labs want the United States to have a central bank digital currency because that's in their business model, well, then they're going to support the politician that supports central bank digital currencies. And so in that way, if Harris wins and he supports Harris through it, his guess would probably be that, well, of course, he's going to end up getting what he wants. XRP is going to get what they want. And we're going to be suffering under a central bank digital currency in the future. That's the only way I can see him really benefiting from this. And it is a pretty big benefit. They have spent hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars, building out platforms designed to provide CBDCs as a service. They would be looking at massive, massive losses if that were to not come to fruition. And in all honesty, they may see it as just something that's a matter of protecting their company. And that's another question. Proud Arab American says CBDCs are outlawed in Florida and other states. That's true. Some states have gone through and they have passed one saying that they'll never allow it. But of course, we know, the breakdown of federalism has long since occurred. And so the federal government doesn't have a very difficult time leveraging state governments to get them to do what they want. But still, I would hope that we would see a coalition of Republican governors and Republican states that would refuse to ever participate in something of that nature. Neil Brooks says, Zester, I've bought so much Ripple, I've got to ride this ship to the rocks. I get that, Neil. It's a large portion. It's a large portion of what I view and have always viewed as, someday having a retirement. It's been the way that I've, been able to save, been able to plan towards things. It's through the different things I buy, the gold, the silver, the cryptocurrency, and XRP is a part of that. And has been now for years. And so there's something personal about my XRP holdings. It's something beyond just numbers on a screen. It's like I saved money. I spent money and didn't do things. Didn't spend the money on things that I wanted so that I could go out and I could put more money into buying things like XRP. I sacrificed in some way, going out to the restaurant or going out to do those things so that I could save that money and put it into something that I believed was going to have a lot more value in the future. It makes it personal. It makes it personal. All right. Yeah, Jeff T. Well, Putin said he supports Harris, but we all know that's not really true. Now, that one was really funny. That one was really funny. I also love that Putin's other comment about Kamala Harris was that she has such an awesome and infectious laugh. Putin was trolling hard. He was trolling hard. And yeah, proud error. Wait. What if this is a move to get people to dump it so the banks or the big investors can pick it up cheaper? It's a whole other, it's a possibility. Rob Will, this will probably hurt them to the point the rest of the board members vote him out and give him the boot. I would hope so. I would think if I were a part of that business and someone on the executive team went out there and did something that damaged what I was working for, I would take that in a very, very personal way. It would not be, oh, silly Chris. It would be, Chris, you got to go. We have a vast majority of our XRP holders are Trump supporters. And I mean, a large percentage of XRP holders are Trump supporters. Why come out and say that? Just don't say anything. Just don't say anything. I do not understand why anybody in that type of a position would think that was a great idea. Cannot. Yep. Gary 7, though, says the owner of XRP opened his mouth for a reason. They have a plan. Yeah, I wish I knew it. Sinetta XRP holders would need to sell it when the RV happens. Hey, Baja Girl 302. Life is like the end of a roll of toilet paper. The older you get, the faster it goes. Probably messed it up. No, that's too funny, Baja Girl. Got a little potty humor here. Proud Arab American, like they did when they said we'll take XRP for our credit card mortgage payments. Why would you use your XRP and give it away like that? That's LG lady has a question for me, and she asked, do you have an email yet so we can ask you questions? I do, actually, LG lady. Thank you so much for being here, and you are more than welcome to send along an email to crazycryptonautzester@gmail.com. As I said earlier though, guys, keep in mind, I know from having worked with Pops's email, I know just how many are going to come in. And so please have some degree of patience when they come in. But I do have Mile High Trish from the community who's going to help out whenever the issues are tech related. And so what I mean by tech related is, hey, I can't remember my Coinbase password. Okay, that's a tech issue. That is something where what you need to do is you need to go through, contact Coinbase, go through this little process, submit a ticket. Ultimately, it's not a cryptocurrency question. And so Mile High Trish is going to be helping us out with all of those. Once again, Trish, thank you. Thank you so much for agreeing to do that. That is a huge help. And she has got decades and decades and decades of experience in IT and is looking towards retirement. So she's happy to help out. Just so everyone knows, but all emails will come to me. If there's an email or a question that comes through that's a tech related query, I will then forward it to Mile High Trish and also send you a message saying that's what's happening and responding to any questions or anything you may have had that were specifically for me. All right. Musical lay, like Andy always says, you got to hang on with strong fingertips. Yep. And yes, another, they know XRP holders don't support her. They want you out. It seems like it. It seems like they either want me to sell, or Ripple is partnering with the Democrats. I don't know which one it is. Rob Will says, and then when we can't pay the capital gains tax, probably going to try to seize our house's property and assets and give it to BlackRock. Yeah. Hey, well, we've already seen since 2008, 2009, when it comes to the housing market, that we are seeing major mega corporations that are buying up all of the housing. Their plan in regards to, the comments from the World Economic Forum that by 2030 or somewhere around that we'll own nothing and we'll be happy and that we'll all just be stuck renting. Well, if things continue on the path they are right now, that reality is going to come true. That's going to happen if we don't see a major change in regards to in regards to housing and the concentration of it inside of major mega conglomerates. All right. Yeah, Mary Jones, I say give it 48 hours. We will know more then. I agree, Mary. I always am the type of person where I prefer to be very, very slow when I make decisions. I've always found that the more time I take, the better decision I make. But sometimes certain situations aren't ones where you have that opportunity to take a long time. But in this case, I highly doubt we're going to see anything, you know, that could have been avoided occur in the next coming days or week or so. And so I'm going to take my time. I'm going to take my time making the decision. But in all honesty, I may wake up Sunday morning and go in and click the sell button. Or I may wake up Sunday morning and say, man, I'm never selling it. It's all a trick. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Rob, if she gets elected, nobody's going to be able to afford XRP. That's true. Nobody's going to be able to afford anything if she gets elected. Already, the going to the grocery store is a joke. Already. Looking at, rental prices on houses is a joke already. I can't imagine how bad things would get if we have another 4 years of this. Liberty USA 1 says, so let me pose this question. Our man wins, no CBDC ever. Does XRP still become the exchange conduit as has been hypothesized? Well, it would then come down to XRP's other real business model. And that other business model is based around the tokenization of real world assets. That is a market that's expected to reach a valuation of anywhere from $3 to $30 trillion in just a matter of the next 5 to 10 years. And that's not internet people saying it. Those are major financial institutions saying that's where they believe that market is going. And right now, that market might be valued at 100 million, maybe less. And so we're talking an astronomical rise that is going to occur, and Ripple is the biggest dog in that field. And so under that assumption, with that thought process, we would be seeing the market cap, the total market share controlled by Ripple being very, very high in that future industry. And that's when I say the tokenization of real world assets, what I mean is the tokenization of gold, the tokenization of silver, the tokenization of debt, tokenization of literally everything in the real world. And so in that way, that's always where I've seen XRP having this value from. I've never seen XRP having the value doing anything else. XRP is a floating currency. And until something drastically changes, it is not useful for as a form of currency. It's not useful at this point. It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't work. And so until major changes occur, I've always viewed XRP's profit potential as a matter of the real world tokenization, and that has not changed. And so I would think, though, Liberty, that until we see a clear indication from Ripple that they're going to stop the whole CBDC thing, I would not view them as having the ability to become that major conduit. If they did become that major conduit while they also continue to push central bank digital currencies, then, well, honestly, we would have made a deal with the devil in order to make a quick buck. So it's one with a lot of different ways of looking at it, Liberty USA. I still view XRP's real world tokenization as being something that's going to make XRP very, very valuable. But ultimately, does a stance like this and a focus on CBDCs, is it an indication that they're not going to succeed in the future that we believe is coming? Or are the bad guys, do they have more control over this situation than we like to imagine? In which case, maybe we do see central bank digital currencies start to become something, and we do have to actually go out and truly fight back against it. We will find out. We will find out. Yeah, Robbie Buck. Do you know how many people sold their Bitcoin when it was under $1 because it wasn't moving? Know what you hold. Be patient. It's a virtue. That is very true, Robbie Buck. And patience is my favorite virtue because it's the only one that doesn't require one to do anything at all. And so I would say patience is definitely an important one. All right. All right. Yep. LG Lady says, hodl, hodl, hold on for dear life. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys. I'm going to catch up a little bit. An NW Treasure Seeker XRP is only down to 51 cents. Not a big drop. That is true, NW Treasure Seeker. And especially today, it's not like we can clearly see here that it's not because of Ripple's CEO, Chris Larson, that Ripple is down to 51 cents. It's quite apparent that this is far bigger than just any one blockchain. Bitcoin is doing the same. Ethereum is doing the same. BNB the same. Solana the same. Even Dogecoin's doing the same. So, in that way, I don't see it. I don't think that the market is really freaking out over this. I think this is going to be something that's going to be kind of a delayed reaction. It's going to be people like me that are sitting there and going, hey, we're going to hold back. I'm going to watch. I'm going to see what happens. And I'm going to make a decision when I have more information. I would have to imagine that a lot of folks are taking a similar mindset. I would have to think. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up, guys. Sorry for any of the messages that I may have missed as I was catching up on the chat. And Neil, yeah, if everyone sells their XRP, it may be a good time to scoop up more. Yeah. Yep. All right. Let's continue forward, though, with our article. And so, ex-Ripple board member has joined the Harris campaign. Now, this is separate from Chris Larson, the co-founder and executive chairman. This is in regards to former Ripple board member Gene Sperling, who was a part of the Biden administration and left the White House to join Kamala Harris's campaign back in August. Now, since joining Ripple's board in 2015, Sperling served as economic advisor under President Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and in President Joe Biden's administration. And so this guy is a dyed-in-the-wool donkey. Absolutely. Sperling is not the only advisor with a crypto background who moved to support Harris's campaign. David Plouffe, a former advisor to Binance and the crypto payment provider Alchemy Pay, also joined Harris's presidential campaign, as Politico reported on August 2nd. Now we're just kind of going through, and we've got more and more information down here from some other big folks that made their endorsements in regards to cryptocurrency. And so Ripple's co-founder Larson isn't the only prominent crypto executive who showed support for a U.S. presidential candidate. ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood, and she is really, that is an extremely intelligent human being. She is brilliant, and very famous in the crypto space for a lot of the different comments she's made. But ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood publicly shared her endorsement of Trump in the election, stating that she will vote for who's going to do the best job for our economy. Of course, Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss, co-founders of Gemini, and I think more famously for many, the guys that had Facebook stolen from them by Mark Zuckerberg, pledged $1 million in Bitcoin to Trump's re-election campaign. And so some very big names in the cryptocurrency space, but also people who support decentralized finance are supporting the Trump campaign. It seems as if there is at least some group or some party in terms of Ripple's management team that is very focused on the idea of pushing for a Kamala presidency. But Brad Garlinghouse, the Ripple CEO, also has made pretty clear remarks that he seems to be more of a Trump supporter. And so no easy answers here, guys. No easy answers. I think that the patience comment is going to end up being the correct answer. Ultimately, we just don't know enough yet. And even this letter itself, is, well, it could end up being proven that it isn't even true in the first place. I doubt it. I highly doubt that it is not true, but who knows? Who knows? So I will be keeping everyone up to date on this story as it continues forward. And I will also be keeping people up to date in regards to Ripple's pricing and whether we do see a major backlash. At this point, doesn't seem like it, but we're not certain yet because of the fact that the market's crashing today. We really can't tell. All right, though, moving towards our next article. All right, guys, everybody knew I was pretty darn salty on Wednesday. And, well, that was when it was all breaking news. It was all new information talking about the Trump family's new crypto project of some kind, World Liberty Financial. And I was not happy about it. Of course, we're still waiting for more information on this also. And, of course, the Daily Beast is not exactly a reputable source most of the time, but even Trump's crypto allies think his son's new startup is a stupid idea. And they went and they quoted and got things from people who support Trump that work in cryptocurrency and who think it's a dumb idea. I'm kind of frustrated I didn't get a call, but but this is a huge mistake on Trump backing crypto venture capitalists told Politico. Now, plans by Donald Trump's eldest sons, Don Jr. and Eric, to launch a crypto startup have set off alarm bells even among his staunchest allies in the sector. They have spent weeks recently, the Trump children, touting World Liberty Financial, their soon-to-be launched, shrouded in secrecy, cryptocurrency firm. Now, as I reported on Wednesday, the people that have been included in the World Liberty do have connections to a blockchain firm that lost $2 million because of security shortfalls. And on account of this and everything else in the list of folks, there are many folks like myself that are saying that the Trump family should pack this one up before it even begins. Nick Carter, partner at crypto venture capital firm Castle Island Ventures and a staunch Trump backer, told Politico this is a huge mistake. It looks like Trump's inner circle is just cashing in on his recent embrace of crypto in a kind of naive way. And frankly, it looks like they're burning a lot of goodwill that's been built with the industry so far. And with the information we currently have, they absolutely are. They are burning an immense amount of goodwill that has been built up with the crypto industry. I had many folks that I have known for years in cryptocurrency that had never really been very political and probably had kind of leaned towards the left that were now staunchly Trump supporting, staunchly. And things like this, and if this goes poorly, that is going to disappear. That support and all of those people that, previously just didn't really care all that much, weren't very political, and now are saying, oh, yeah, or we're saying, yeah, I'm voting for Trump. I'm voting for Trump. It's not even a question. If this goes poorly, well, those people are probably going to go back to not caring, or they're going to go back to just assuming both parties are out to screw them over. And that is not something I want to see in the slightest. And of course, the scammers are already storming the gates. Earlier this week, Trump's daughter-in-law and daughter were hacked, and their X accounts used to promote a crypto token purported to be from Don Jr. and Eric's startup. This resulted in World Liberty Financial having to put out statements and things of that nature saying, hey, everybody, do not in any way click on anything. World Liberty Financial is not live yet. Don't believe anyone that thinks it is, yada, yada, yada. Now, according to Coinbase, at least the third time a token with dubious claims of Trump ties has been promoted. Infamous pharma bro and convicted fraudster Martin Shkreli claimed that his Donald Trump token issued last month was created with Barron Trump, while the Trump-themed Restore the Republic token, which reached a market capitalization of 155 million at its peak, fell 95% in a single day last month when Eric clarified no official Trump crypto had launched. And so the team behind this includes Zachary Folkman, who previously ran a pickup artist platform called Date Hotter Girls. This guy is on the World Liberty Financial team working with the Trump family. Now, I mean, you know, I don't condemn people for, you know, for their different, you know, personal beliefs and everything else. But I do kind of feel like when we're talking about the president of the United States, that maybe having things like that might be viewed as a little bit sordid in certain ways. Also, it seems as if the deleted code, there was code that was on GitHub for World Liberty Financial. It has since been deleted. Also appeared to be lifted directly from Doe Finance. Doe Finance was hacked and lost $2 million in July. And it seems as if Doe Finance is the actual tech behind World Liberty Financial. And so that in and of itself is not reassuring in the slightest. But as Nick Carter, going back to his comment, maybe it doesn't move the needle for most people. But if this thing is hacked or regular folks lose money on it, or it opens up the door for the SEC to investigate the team, it only looks like it has downside risks. I am, you know, very much not a fan of this decision by the Trump family at this point in time. Of course, and this is something where it seems as if that's kind of the mantra of the day: patience. I think that we're all going to have to be a bit patient with it, because ultimately we don't really know what World Liberty Financial is doing yet. All they've said is that they want to help unbanked Americans. They want more Americans to have access to banking services than they do currently, and that they want to do something with real estate. That's all we currently know. And so there has to be that message put out there, and that kept in mind, that ultimately, just like it is with XRP and Chris Larson, and we also need to be patient here. Ultimately, it's new information. We don't really have a lot of it. And until we do get more information put out to us from the team, we really don't know whether it's a good idea or a bad idea yet. I just think base level, just the very chance that this crypto exchange or this crypto platform or whatever it is were to experience a hack or anything like a failure, it would be utilized and viewed as a way of condemning the entire Trump administration and the Trump family. And I just don't even want to risk it. I don't want to risk it. And so we will see, guys. We will see. But ultimately, these are going to be two stories that I have a feeling we're going to be circling back to quite a few times in the coming weeks. Quite a few times. Hopefully, with more clarification and more information having been released. It will be very, very annoying if we have to wait a very long time to find out what they're up to. All right, though, as I had talked about just a little bit earlier, and what will be our last article of the day, crypto markets have entered extreme fear as analysts warn of Bitcoin below 50,000. Market analyst concerns over correction are mounting as crypto market sentiment returns to early August lows. Now, the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, a multifactorial measure of crypto market sentiment, fell to a 1-month low of 22, last seen at the beginning of August. Now, for those that are kind of curious about a little bit more of an understanding of the fear and greed idea, greed is when we are seeing really way too much buying. We're seeing something that is not based off of fundamentals. It's not based off of any type of real market sentiment. There's no good news. There's nothing that should be causing the price to rise dramatically. In those situations, we would be saying that the market appears to be in a greed mindset. People are overly greedy and people are no longer basing decisions off of fundamentals. Now, here's the same thing in the opposite when it comes to fear. Whenever we say that we are in an extreme fear, that means that people are literally looking for any excuse to sell. We have oversold. There wasn't bad enough information for the market to have done what it did, but because we are humans and we only have two ways of handling pain, it is fight or it is flight. And in an investment, there's really only flight, that many people start to sell. People get into a panic and people keep selling. And we see Bitcoin or any commodity or asset, any market. This holds true universally when it comes to just market science. And when we see that occurring, we should be looking towards a correction at some point in time. In the same way that if we see too much greed, we know that we're most likely going to have a correction downward at some time. We see too much fear, we know that there's a fairly good chance we're going to see a correction upward so that the market can actually find an accurate valuation. The last time that we saw numbers this low, of course, beginning of August, and the index fell to 17 back when Bitcoin's price fell to 49,000. And of course, all of this information is coming from today, essentially, because we saw a dramatic shift today downward, and we really don't have any major information or announcements to point to in order to explain this. Of course, we have traditional markets, we have job reports, we have tons of reasons to know that our traditional financial markets are not doing well. We all know that. I'm pretty certain everybody is aware. But ultimately, we did not have anything come out that should have resulted in this degree of panic selling from the crypto sector. Of course, I guess if people view Harris as possibly having a chance of winning this election, I would assume many of those people are selling. It would be beyond bad news for the crypto markets for a Kamala Harris presidency to occur. All right, though. Guys, not a fun one today, but a lot to think about. Markets collapsing. Everybody's probably the most hold cryptocurrency in the communities. Founder supports Kamala Harris. And even all of Trump's crypto supporters and people who are in the industry are trying to figure out what the heck the Trump family is up to with this decision. And so we've got a lot to look at. Of course, guys, I would keep in mind that there is no reason to panic. It doesn't help. And there really is nothing. There's nothing to panic about yet. This is one of those cart horse type situations. And I know that while I feel particularly strong about the Trump family's decision, it does not mean that it's going to go poorly. And ultimately, we don't know what it's going to look like. And so I am going to just remain cautiously optimistic about what the results will be when we get the info. And I'm looking at the Ripple in the same way. My bigger fear, honestly, is just that it's going to have people suffering in the short term in regards to the price of their XRP. And I just know that that's not fun. It's not fun. And so with all that stated, thank you guys all so much for being here. All right. Thank you guys so much. And I think I made it today. No F-bombs today, Kukla. I can't afford it. Look at the markets. I can't afford any swear jar until these markets change. So I'm going to make certain that I stay real good, real well behaved when it comes to any curse words. All right, though. Thank you guys so much. Love you all. Please do, for everyone that wants to be able to send me an email. The email is in the description. If you're watching on Rumble, the email is also in the description over on that side. And so I will be looking forward to getting all of your messages. Keep in mind, guys, this is the only way to talk to me, through that email address or on live stream. And so if you do receive comments, messages, anything from anybody out there, and it is not me, it is not me. And they're saying they are, it is not me. Something else I wanted people to also pay attention to is look at that email, crazycryptonautzester@gmail.com. If you receive an email from something that just looks very similar to that, do not respond. I am never going to send you an email out of the blue. The only way you can guarantee that you are safely talking to me is you send me an email, I respond to your email, and you can clearly see that this is a reply and a response. That way you can guarantee it's me. If you get an email from some account that maybe uses a little different letter or something, and it makes it look like their name is crazycryptonautzester@gmail.com, remember, people will go in and they'll use a slightly different O or a slightly different A, or they'll use a slightly different something somewhere inside of it. And so it will look like my email address, but it will not be my email address. Keep in mind, guys, that can occur. And so the only way is a response. You send me an email, I send you back a response, and you have a guarantee that you're talking with me. So make certain that we stay safe, guys. I really will. I'm looking forward to getting to talk with everybody, and I'm looking forward to being able to help. But we got to make certain that we do it safely. So, all of that stated, I'll say goodbye and not go on any more caveats. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you very, very soon over at 7 p.m. I know I will be watching along this evening, and so see you guys over there.